Oops, I forgot about modesty. Should I put makeup on?
Hello, everybody. Oh, the lighting is really good today. It is about 20 to 8 in the morning. I'm almost about to leave to go to work. And I thought I'd put in my little 2 cents, as I do, about Foody Beauty and her little flu that she's got going on. Now, Foody does say...
Because I don't get, like, this kind of sick, like, more than anyone else.
Which I don't think's true. Now, anybody with kids, or maybe is a school teacher, or has had kids in daycare, Foody Beauty's on that daycare roundabout of illness. You know, when kids go into play groups or anything with other kids, it just seems to be like a 6-week rotation where everybody just gets the flu. It's because kids touch stuff, you know, they put their fingers up their nose, they don't really wash their hands that great, they're not too concerned about, like, contact and touching things that they shouldn't, you know, germs. I feel like Foody's on that rotation, which is very strange because she doesn't have kids and she doesn't really go out that often. So that does mean that what that says to me is that she's a little bit more vulnerable to colds and flus than other people. Is it because she doesn't go out very often? Is it because her immune system's a little bit funked up because of her other ailments? She does seem to get ill and sick from the diabetes, whatever that is. I think she puts that down to, like, bad Chinese, and then she'll get, like, the diabetes shock, and then she seems to get the flu quite a bit. And she says that it's no more than anybody else. I personally, and I'm going to use my own experience, I think I've had 2 colds this whole year. 2 colds. I've had other things like, I know, a hip problem, fell down and busted my wrist. I get really bad headaches sometimes because my eyes, I get eye fatigue, but don't seem to get flu too much. And I'm out in the public all the time. Like, I'm outside, bar 2 days a week when I stay home and hermit. I'm outside amongst people all the time, every day, multiple people, and I don't get that sick. And I've just got your normal vaccinations. I don't have anything special. And the last 2 years, I haven't even had the flu vac. Yeah, but Foody, my impression is that Foody's not too concerned about everybody else with...
I can't believe she's breathing air. She might have COVID. Like, it's not COVID. Like, who cares? Like, you don't know. Like, just fuck off. Seriously. People still have to live with COVID. Like, get over it. Like, oh my god. That's true. Like, what am I going to do? Hide in a corner and not breathe air? Oh no, you went downstairs. Like, I didn't even go near anybody. Yeah, have you been licking railings or elevator buttons? Exactly. So stupid.
I think she's just got the flu. Maybe she's got the COVID. I don't know. Our attitude about COVID's kind of changed. We're now sort of just treating it like, you know, it's like the normal flu. But the normal flu for certain people is still really bad. That's why COVID hit so hard. It's because the people that were just vulnerable to a normal cold that you don't want to get a cold or a flu, like small children, babies, the elderly, the immune suppressed, people going through medical treatments for, like, cancer, that where their immune system's pretty poor, those people were even more so vulnerable to COVID, you know? It was even worse. And now we've sort of got some treatments and some vaccinations and all that stuff going, and we're a little bit more protected. But you think after COVID, people would be a little bit more conscientious about the common cold? Like, we don't want people to get sick, and we'd be a little bit more courteous. We've gotten rid of the stigma of masks, where lots of countries overseas have had this social etiquette of, if you've got the flu, if you've got a cough, you would wear a mask if you're on public transport, if you're walking around the streets, if you're in the workplace even. You know, they'd be conscientious that they don't want to give it to other people, because why? It doesn't have to be life-threatening to have consequences. And the common cold doesn't often turn out to be life-threatening, but it is an inconvenience, and it can affect people negatively, like loss of work. If you give it to your kids can't go to school, therefore you've got to stay home, or you've got to take your kids to work, and that's not always a doable solution. Loss of income. Some people are perilously close to the poverty line and, you know, 1 or 2 bills away from being evicted. I mean, if you have to take a couple of days off work, I mean, these are extreme, but these are things that happen to people. They get sick, they can't work, they lose flats, or they get behind in bills. If you're a single parent, you're the only one that can stay home and look after your kids. What do you do? Sometimes you have to take them to work, and that's illegal in a lot of places. It's the not thinking about other people. And it's not just snot, putting your snot on everything, which is really bizarre for an adult to say, because most adults would sneeze and cough into a tissue, not directly into their hands or into their elbow. That's the new etiquette. Wouldn't you wash your hands and then sanitize them if you've got the flu? And the store, because it's not a mask mandate anymore, you could actually walk to your 7-Eleven. I'm pretty sure that they've got masks that you could buy at your 7-Eleven. They may not be directly next to your cheese toasties and your chicken wieners, but I'm sure the international symbol for mask, and I'm sure a Thai person could potentially be an English speaker, or you could use your phone to translate a mask, and you could buy yourself a pack of disposable ones. Or I wouldn't recommend a reusable, rewashable one for Foodie, because she probably doesn't clean things very well. But get yourself a pack of disposable ones just for the next couple of days. Probably cost you 10 baht. Or how many chicken wiener bags is that? Probably 1/10 of a bag of chicken wieners. I'm sure you can afford it. Just take it out of your chicken wiener budget. But it's the not thinking about that you could potentially make other people sick, or other little kids, or an elderly person. It's like you just don't think she's only thinking about how she feels. I feel sick. I feel bad. She's not worrying about passing it on to somebody else. You know what? Even if they don't get really sick, and even if they don't miss work, it's not nice to feel like you've got a cold and you've given it to someone else. Because she looks pretty bad. She doesn't the funniest thing I thought she said during the whole live stream was, I hate feeling like crap and I hate looking like crap. Ma'am, your liquids and a resting scenario where that's going to make you better from your flu, which I hope it is simply that, is literally what you've been doing the entire Thai holiday. Resting, eating, and drinking in your apartment. You have gone out on a couple little public sojourns, which is lovely, but we've seen more of your inside apartment than the outside, and nothing new from last time you were in Thailand either. But this is my absolute nightmare. This would be my nightmare holiday. I would hate going on a holiday overseas that I've saved up for, that I've been planning for. Not that Foodie's done either of these things. She's just bought a ticket and showed up at her accommodation. Planned activities. I'm there for a certain amount of time. Even if it's a month, you still got to try and get in as much as you can in a month. Even if you live there for 6 months, you probably couldn't see or do everything, But she's only got a month and she's already wasted 2 weeks. But I would be so bummed out if I got the flu, because it's going to last at least 2 or 3 days, because day 2's the worst. It's not even day 1 that's bad. You could feel it coming on. You could feel the tightening in your nose, a little bit of a niggle in the chest, a tickle in the throat, the heaviness starts to get in the head, that little cramp that you can get in the back of your scalp. These are the symptoms that I normally know if I'm getting a cold. The chills, a little bit of achiness, the tiredness. You get a little bit crabby and intolerant to people because your brain can't sort of think because you feel so bad. So what do you normally do when you get like that? This is what I normally do. I nest. If I know I feel like a cold's coming on and I know it's truly setting in, I clean my space, I change my sheets, whether I've changed them or not. I clean my room, I change my sheets, I clean up the kitchen. I might make some quick meals or get some out that I've from the freezer and put them in the fridge so I can just heat them up in the microwave. I try and make sure my laundry's done. I just tidy up my space because I know I'm probably not going to want to do anything for the next day or two, but I can't be sick in a dirty space. I've got to have water. I've got to have tissues. I've got to have my Panadol on my nightstand, because if I'm sick and I know that my house is a bit of a mess, like the space is not clean, and I know that I'm going to use dishes and I haven't got food ready, I'm probably going to order something and it's probably going to make me feel worse while I'm sick, because I don't have the energy to make anything for myself. No, you got to be in a clean headspace just so you can just chill out. It's so much nicer because you're not going to have the energy to clean up afterwards, even when you do start to feel a bit better. But that's just me. And that's how I'm relating it back to Foodie Beauty from my own life experience, because that's what reaction channels do. We relate our experience to Foodie Beauty's experience. Now, I honestly think Foodie just has a cold, just an everyday common cold. It just seems to hit her particularly bad because she doesn't have good cardio. She doesn't have good stamina. She's got bad lungs. And and her diabetes and her sugar levels. And she's probably going to feel really crap because she doesn't have a good diet, and, you know, but I think she just has a common cold. I just wish that she'd wash her hands a bit more, sanitize, clean her room, and stop going downstairs without a mask. Go over to 7-Eleven, maybe even if you could call them and get something delivered to your hotel. I'm sure if you paid them an extra $5 or something, they would bring you a little care package. Or talk to the management at the hotel, say, look, I'm feeling really poorly. I don't want to infect anyone. Here's a list of things that I might need from the 7-Eleven. Is there any way you could call them and ask them to bring these things over me? I'll tip that person and tip the person at the 7-Eleven. I mean, there are ways around problems, but I suppose when you're not socialised and you're a bit of a selfish, cheapy, you know, trying not to spend the money and trying to inconvenience other people and make sure everything's easy on yourself. Yeah, that's what you would do. But anyway, these are my thoughts on Foodie Beauty and her being sick. What are yours? Let me know. Tell me what you do. What are your go-to foods, drinks, setup? Do you go to the lounge room? Do you go to the bedroom? Do you lock yourself away from your kids and your family? Do you have a husband that helps you out when you're sick? Because I don't. Not that he's rude or anything. He just knows to give me a wide berth. Leave me alone. That's me. Leave me alone when I'm sick. I'm fine. I love you. But I don't need you to get me food. I don't need you to ask me if I need anything. If I need something, I will ask. But just let me sleep. Leave me alone. Don't wake me up. I don't care who's calling. Just leave me be. Just let me sleep. That's the best thing you can do. I'm a bit of a bear with a sore head when I've got a cold. But what do you do? Do you have a husband that will bring you soup and, you know, can take care of everything? Or a partner? I shouldn't say husband. A partner. What does your partner do when you're sick if you've got one? And if you don't have a partner, what do you do? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, hope everyone has a great day. Hit the like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my very next boring video. Bye.
Should I just get off of here? Like, what the hell am I even doing? I can't entertain and not.